There you go. That's a lot.
Right.
Lights it.
Oh.
I'm melting.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's in my contract. I can only have light from one side.
Is this the right side?
Yeah, it's the correct side. So, for the time that we have left, I'm just here to have a conversation with your thoughts or your questions, and it's really about that. So, I can just eat my cookie and hang out with you and enjoy my next couple minutes. Don't worry, no questions all at once. Cookie.
So is it normal for females to do drag queen or drag king?
In the history of what I know, when things were a little bit more like stuck on the gender binary, is that there's only men or only women, which we know not to be true. Women or the queer women who do drag would be more like drag kings, but that's changed. That's out the window. I know so many girls or women who do drag as women, or like drag queen women, or whatever the idea of that woman is. I don't even know, but like they do a lot like this, minus the beard.
I grow a beard.
You can paint a beard on. That's the magic of makeup.
I can grow it.
That book list, I'd heard the name The Left Hand of Darkness because it's such an iconic piece of science fiction. Would you say these days where stuff like trans and drag is more accepted, do you think that gender is explored more in science fiction and fantasy like back then, or has it moved over to contemporary work?
That is a great question. That makes the librarian in my heart sing. There's actually, the library has I have it, or I can get it to you, there's a youth queer sci-fi list that the library has.
We have lots of lists, and they're all in the teen lounge. They're in different pockets. We have LGBTQ, we have, we've got like 5, 6, 7 different lists.
Okay, thank you.
How come it's under sci-fi?
Well, there's also lists for lots of different things, but I think one thing that kind of connects to your question is that before it was legal to be gay or perform cross-dressing, the places where some of that expression was coming out was in literature. And a lot of times that was in sci-fi, because sci-fi was a safe place to explore those ideas before culturally it was kind of embedded. And that's why I think Left Hand of Darkness is so radical, is because she's talking about gender outside of the binary in a time when that wasn't even considered very well, especially in America, particularly in America. And there's a lot of problems with that, her ideas of what that gender is, and she's gone and written some essays about that a couple times, and that's further reading. It's really fantastic. It's one of my favorite books. Thanks for the great questions. What is that? Is that a Slurpee?
Yeah.
They still make Slurpees?
Yeah.
All right. Has anyone here been to a drag show before?
No.
This is the first one?
They want to go to Darcel again.
Oh, great.
I've had family members
Yeah, I know
who go to
people who go to
Darcel's for
Darcel's.
their birthday
For
every
their
year.
21st birthday.
I love it. I went on my 21st birthday.
And my cousin too, also, or not my cousin, my uncle, he lives in California, but with his ex-girlfriend, they were always going to San Francisco and stuff and seeing the drag shows.
Fantastic. My first drag show ever was at this bar called The Stud in South of Market neighborhood, and I didn't know how to lip sync, and so I just had my friends throw waffles at me because I thought it'd be funny, and that was terrible.
Were they frozen or cooked?
They were
The important
cooked. They were
questions.
cooked. Because then I poured syrup all over them, and I was like, I'm messy. And the hostess, Heklina, who I showed a brief clip of her, she was like, how dare you mess my stage up? Here's your $40, go home.
Did she make you mop up the syrup?
Someone else did. Which is, if you ever get into performing arts or drag or variety shows, from your fairy godmother Pepper, take responsibility and clean up after yourself, because it's no one else's job to clean up your syrup. It's yours. Ask a friend, bring a mop.
Hear that? Bring them up.
Darcel's twice a year does an all ages drag show. It's super fun. Poison knows all about that. I don't know when that is in the year, but I do know I need to call Poison and be like, hey, I have some new young friends who want to see me on stage. Come on, Poison. And she'll be like, you know it's a volunteer gig. And I'll be like, yes, I know. Thank you so much.
Anyone want $1 million bucks?
Oh, yeah, there's this. What was it? The horror one? Like,
Queer horror, yeah.
Yeah, is that in Portland?
Yeah. Oh,
I wanna go. That looks like so much fun. I love Hollywood so
Do you know
much.
where the Hollywood Theater is?
No.
Yeah.
it's out the Hollywood
It's
Theater.
on
It's on
Hollywood.
Sandy and,
42nd?
yes, 42nd.
Oh, that's not too
But the blue line takes you almost all the way there.
Okay, we should go
Dude,
there.
that's
So Anthony Hudson, who I showed you one of the clips of
Garage
earlier,
sale.
the rule there is that it's technically all ages, but it has to be with like parental engagement in some form.
So our parents have to come?
I think in some way, like, the parents can either usher you to the door and then you can watch the movie with your friends, or like they have to sit with you.
My mom would probably do
I
that.
haven't like figured that out yet, but the whole reason why I bring it up is because there's always a drag queen pre-show before the movie. So sometimes the movies are great. Surprisingly, horror movies are not my favorite thing, but you know, it's alright.
I'm scared of everything, but I love Halloween so much.
Fair. It is the season. And then there's the drag queen garage sale. I put that up because that's happening soon.
That's
So
this.
What is that?
The
Just,
garage?
no, I know.
nice to
but
meet you.
like, is it like the garage sale that has everyone's old lamps, or is it strictly like drag costumes?
What a great question.
It says
Or old
costumes.
stage one? Oh.
I don't know.
It says it
I
on
think they
there.
got some stuff. They got some stuff. I'm pretty sure they have a couple lamps to
Yeah.
sell.
I like lamps.
Let's put a wig on the lamp and then
Yeah, a wig stand. Life hack. Just use a lamp.
Yeah. Well, actually, at Darcel's, you can buy a glass that's a high heel, and you can turn it into an umbrella
That's so cool.
or a lamp, I should say, not an umbrella.
At the very end.
I'm not supposed to be here at all. I ain't supposed to be.
Great.
Hey guys.
Hi. Got a couple more minutes, so we can, you know, take our time.
Have you ever watched Suwon Fit?
All the time.
I love it.
Every morning. No. I watch it like once a year, I think.
My mom, we were just going through it, like Patrick Swayze phase, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, Suwon Fit." She goes, "We need to watch that." I'm like, "What's that?" And she didn't even explain it to me. She just put it on, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love this."
I love Patrick Swayze face. Nice to meet you.
Why? Why tell me?
What kind? So do they show the movies that you mentioned in the slideshow at that queer horror event?
No, they do other ones.
Ah.
They do other ones, mostly horror movies, but like sometimes slashers, sometimes like suspense thrillers, sometimes really campy.
It's just wondering because it's got the Rocky Horror lips.
They did it on purpose as kind of like a branding thing, but Rocky Horror has a long tradition at Clinton Street Theater. The longest running continuous Rocky Horror event is in Portland, Oregon. Portland's just like the home of all like the fun stuff, so.
So queer horror is
Yeah, that's a lot of it.
movie showings?
Yes, horror movies with a drag show pre-show that's been curated by a queer activist and performer.
Okay.
With like themes. There's
Yeah.
themes.
Kidnap you?
What?
You know,
It
there's
got
like
very
there's like
serious.
this thing where you can pay people to go kidnap your friends. And I'm like, that's just how you get them to like, you better be able to pay for
That
therapy
sounds
too.
illegal.
I've never heard of this.
It's a real thing.
I'm terrified. But you know what I did hear? I'm gonna change that subject. Is you can hire people to act like paparazzi and follow you around. They take the photos, flash by flash, but they don't record the images.
Yeah.
It's just to make you look famous.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw somewhere
For
that
patches.
somebody, like, so her and her mom went out and they had like their brother and their dad, like, they were walking down and then they like they were famous, and they just had random people. Can we take pictures? Can we take pictures? And they were just like, they didn't even know who we were, but they were like, clearly they're famous. So.
My suggestion is to get some big sunglasses and a scarf, and just like sit like this at the airport, and someone will take your photo.
Yeah.
In my case, it's usually a security guard, but you know, I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
Gets you on a wall. That's fine.
Oh,
Gets you on a wall somewhere.
terrible.
Do not serve.
There's a lady at the McDonald's who I wouldn't have noticed her at all, except she had the sunglasses on in the McDonald's, and along with this like glittery poncho.
Oh, yeah. We're not
It's the
gonna
only
order
way to eat
pasta.
McDonald's.
I left my glittery poncho in favor of my 1950s house dress.
I don't have a glittery poncho. Now I
Well, it's
feel
about time.
I used to
I have
have
a drug rug.
A what?
A drug rug.
A drug? What's a drug
It's
rug?
like when you go to the beach,
Sweater.
it's like those like rug sweaters.
But why is it a drug rug?
That's just what they're called.
What they're called.
It's because stoners wear them.
Yeah, you see like.
I want to go to
teenage
your
boys
lecture
who
now.
smoke pot.
It's because stoners wear them.
I have one.
Oh my god.
I
So it's like marijuana and counterculture fashion, hosted by you.
Pretty much. That's the next after this.
Okay, thank you. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm the next presenter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. she's
we're really-
Kelly
we're
knows
really
this
good
is
at the
also
end.
part of the culture.
The Kelly culture.
It may be legal, but you have to be 21 to buy it.
Drug rugs, snow pants, Crocs, and Guy
Oh.
Kelly culture.
Okay. Branded. I'll see your
So many
Pinterest.
text messages, Jesus.
I don't know.
You're famous.
Do y'all have Pinterest?
Yeah.
No.
See, I have Instagram, but I think Instagram's starting to age out now. Like, what's the new tech thing that the kids are doing?
It's still Instagram.
My
It's
brother
still
does Snapchat.
I can't do it.
No, Snapchat like went out after the new update and like people got really mad and now it has
Instagram's
less
better than
users.
Snapchat.
Okay, so we're still on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't
still
think
got it.
Instagram's okay.
I still got it.
I don't.
Snapchat though is like I have all my friends' phone numbers, but honestly, I just talk to them all over Snapchat.
Okay, that makes sense.
But
Do you actually call people on the phone anymore?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
especially my mom.
My age of millennial, the elder millennial, we don't call on the phone anymore.
Why?
I don't know. None of my friends talk on the phone. It's like pulling teeth to be like, answer. We can text all day. They will not answer the phone.
They'll press decline. Why'd you call me?
They look at it.
Yes. Get what?
They text you.
They do the
Hey, what?
emoji, the whatever that one is.
It's my natural face.
Oh, I should put this in the slide. My dear sister Kelday did emoji drag. That was her. She made a giant like the emoji things, and then like wore an outfit and just like walked around town, and that was her
Emoji
thing.
Movie 2.0. I would watch that one.
The movie?
Oh, the live action?
Yes, it's the live action.
I would watch the live action of the emoji movie.
The fact that you've seen the emoji movie.
Manny made me watch it.
My friend's little brother had it on repeat for literally the whole
That's
weekend.
terrible. Me and my brother hate watched it together.
I understand.
Yeah. That's what I do with most of the movies I watch.
I don't understand how Sony could make both the Emoji Movie and Into the Spider-Verse.
What?
Thank you.
Me
Thank you.
neither. Like
You're
how?
kidding me.
Well, they were on different drugs, probably.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's Rick and Morty.
Into the Spider. Into
Into the
Rick
Spider-Verse.
and Morty. So the Into the Spider-Verse, one of the best movies I've seen in a decade.
I love that movie
The
so
beginning,
much.
the intro part, like where it's flashing, it was like I got a headache. I had to,
Uh-oh.
I had to skip forward that part.
That
Do you have the thing the flashing thing?
No,
No,
it just like it was like
My mom has the what's it called?
Epilepsy?
My mom has the thing where the strobe lights.
Yeah, epilepsy.
Or migraine.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has something.
Bless her heart. She's doing her
yeah,
best.
Into the Spider-Verse was great. You gotta watch it
I
again.
saw it.
A lack of drag queens in the Spider-Verse, but I'm not mad at them about that.
Okay, you got a pig dressed up as Spider-Man, so.
Hey, it works for me.
I liked the color. It came out bad.
I like color.
What is the word I'm trying to think of? The representation of
Yeah.
people of color
Yeah.
in the movie. It was nice.
Diversity?
I don't like diversity, like the word diversity.
Why?
I don't know, because it makes me think of like fake diversity in movies and shows and just adding in
Oh
a brown
yeah, when they
person.
have like one black person.
Yeah.
Totally.
Also, okay, this is completely off topic, but has anyone seen Fuller House on Netflix?
It's
I
hard.
saw like
Yes, I
one
watched it.
episode.
I never watched
It's
Full
okay.
House.
I was watching it and I kind of liked it for a while until people who haven't watched it. Does anyone care if I spoil it?
No, I know.
No.
We all know.
Okay, well
Thank
they're like I don't know. They turn DJ into
a terrible person. Anyway, point is, a complaint of the show of Full House was that it was like, I don't remember ever seeing like a person of color in there. And so when they brought it back, people were like, oh, is it gonna be like the same? And then they added Fernando, he's a brown guy, and they added their daughter, and honestly, they just added them in for like diversity
For
points.
points.
Yeah, I don't know, it just really bothers me. Cause
That's
I
valid.
realized that the other day, I was like none of their like stories are not developed as much as the other characters. The kids, like, personalities are not developed at all. Anyway, very badly show, whatever. Very badly show. Very badly
Well, I
show.
found out today that Turk from Tarzan, the gorilla, is, I already knew she was a girl, but I guess the only reason it happened was the producer, when she was getting people to come in and be the voice actor, none of the males that came in just didn't fit it, and then Rosie O'Donnell came in and she was like, yes. And that's
I did not know that.
how Turk became a girl. She's like, alright, just switch it.
It's just like, here, girl
Wow.
now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
The
be-
things you can do in editing. Got a couple minutes left. I mean, I'm not in a hurry. I've enjoyed my time, so. We've covered a lot of bases, y'all. I learned some new stuff about fashion.
You know.
Clearly. They have high-heeled Crocs.
They
The
do?
Balenciaga Crocs.
I want
Crocs.
high-heel Crocs.
Who
Yes,
does-
a
who decided
Well,
to put-
Balenciaga's like platform Crocs, but those are like $300 or $900 or
$900.
Oh.
$900.
Very
Funny to
expensive.
get me, you're like,
But high-heeled Crocs.
I'm a garage sale queen.
are, like,
The most
regular.
expensive thing I spend. Oh, we'll play the game. Lindsay, I need you over here. It's my accountability buddy. So we're gonna. I don't have any more cookies. There's a cookie. I mean, I don't have any. I have only my celebration and love. So the question is, how much did I spend on makeup last year? And I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
I'm accountable. And it's like Price is Right. Whoever gets closest, we all cheer for.
I don't even wear makeup. I don't know what makeup's priced at.
All right. So number game. Guess.
$450.
450 and
In the whole year?
in the whole year.
Okay.
It's my fiscal year, June to June.
I don't know how much makeup costs.
300.
300,
I'll say 250.
250.
You just said something about buying for garage sales, so I'm assuming that you like things that aren't expensive.
True, but it's, I am tricking all of you.
Yeah, but it's like over a whole year.
He's
I
like
don't even know.
$2,000.
It's like
10,000.
How someone's because it's whoever had the highest that wasn't 2,000 or 10,000.
450.
So 450 would have won because it was actually
3,700.
whoa, which is closer to 450 than 10,000.
Didn't you say 2,000?
No, I said 250.
No, you said
So-
believe it.
So just as a
Makeup's expensive though,
So-
right?
Makeup's really expensive.
So part of the drag workshop, I don't include, this workshop is really about history and identity and expression and possibility, not so much like how to put a wig on or how do you do the dressing thing, like, y'all have YouTube.
Yeah.
I want to talk about things that I care about and know about in my experience, and generally that works better. But I do want to share some tidbits that makeup is expensive, and I went through a phase where like all of my makeup kind of like expired and went bad, and like I used it all at the same time, and so then I was about to go on tour, and I had to buy makeup for the tour, and so I just kind of bought in bulk. So it's kind of a trick question. 3,700 is a lot because that's going to last me hopefully a very long time, but
How long does makeup last?
some makeup
Depends.
you should throw away mascara after 8 weeks or less.
Oh.
'Cause
But my mom, she's
Wait.
yeah, what you
I know. I'm like,
it's bad.
They
Right
have
now,
the little things on the
My
makeup.
mom finally
where
got
it's
me
like
makeup.
a little thing that looks like it's opening and it has like a 3 on it or 6 or whatever.
And that's
how
That's how
long?
long?
Yeah, after opening.
after opening,
And sometimes
I
they're not necessarily
conditioner
as
has
bad.
Most
Yeah.
products do because they
Everything
expire.
expires, Kelly.
I have some makeup I've had for 10
Is that
years
what the milk was
because some of
sour?
my shadows will last
Like, that's
forever.
really sour.
But I have some lipsticks that should absolutely be thrown away. And I came in and I was mentioning how I have a little allergic reaction. I just some like the inside the life of a drag queen. I think I forgot to like cleanse one of the brushes, and because of that, I started to like leak my makeup off, and I was so sad. I was like, I want to be so pretty. I'm still pretty, but like, but it will like you need to take care of your tools if you want to be fabulous. It's difficult, and otherwise you keep spending $3,700 on makeup.
Mhm.
I don't wear makeup.
Aren't you supposed to
Good.
wash your makeup brushes
Who needs it?
You're supposed to, if you're using them, you're supposed to wash them once a week and then spot clean them between uses.
You're supposed to spot clean them every time, and you're supposed to
Yeah.
deep wash them once a week. I do it.
Yeah.
I deep clean it maybe once a month,
I felt that.
and that's
Although
not.
I don't wear makeup.
My
that much,
sister
like,
deep cleaned all her makeup brushes because she used them on me, and then she was like, "I don't want your skin germs." That's
Don't-
the only
I
reason
don't
she
want-
did it.
don't want it.
Skin
I mean, if
germs.
you're just doing your eyebrows, but anything like in your eye or your mouth or your ears, who cares about ears? Like anything in the eye or the mouth, you want to make sure to not like sharing around. I was in a drag troupe when I first moved to town. I was 19 years old, and we were in this back before drag became a big thing. We were in this drag troupe called Sissy Boy, and we all were sharing makeup. We were like being awful, and we had some like wrestling challenge, and somehow that like because we had a stage show and it's like wrestling and like oatmeal or something. I don't know. It was fun, but then someone got staph infection, and then all of us got staph infection because we were sharing makeup, and then we wrestled in oatmeal. So the big thing to learn is one, don't wrestle in oatmeal, and don't share makeup.
Darn it off.
He's like, this week it's
intervention.
Oh darn! I gotta knit myself another rug.
What else can I wrestle in?
Not
wrestle.
doing rugby, bro.
No, sorry, I'm shimmy.
Sports?
Sports.
Do we do the sports or any?
I do the sports.
You do the sports?
I swim the sports.
Swim the sports?
I play rugby. I used to swim.
Rugby and swim?
I play rugby.
Play rugby?
Did volleyball for a year, then reffed a year.
I did volleyball for a year.
I have.
Y'all are hardcore. I dated a rugby player once. That's as close as I got. I'm not a sports ball person. I did ballet. Ballet is brutal.
Ballet is a sport.
Ballet is a martial art.
art.
Ballet is a martial art, and drag is also a martial art. Drag hurts. Drag hurts so much. It hurts so much.
Swimming hurts so much.
High heels hurt so much,
Miss,
but
I
not
don't
as
have
much
shoulders.
as ballet. I think all my training in ballet prepared me to like barely make it through the hour and a half I got for you today. Well, I'm not wearing a corset. Sometimes I wear a corset, and that's just like.
That sounds tough.
I thought corsets were bad.
They are.
Well, I
you
mean,
did as long as
they're
you don't
bad
lace them
for
too
you.
tight.
they're bad for you, but you look so good.
Corsets are for men in the like medieval times to look skinny.
Isn't that interesting how fashion will like just
And
flip?
heels, because they were all short.
Also, don't skirts. You know how like everyone doesn't let men wear skirts because they just like ridicule them. But like, wouldn't it make more sense for women to wear pants and men to wear skirts? Just like think about it.
Tell me more.
Because like
Y'all gotta
like genitals, like it would just make more sense.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like just the structure of clothes, which for I mean, the clothes
Free
were
movie.
made to be like functional, and that's why everyone in like Greece just wore like dressed like
The
a
diaphanous
they just
gowns.
wore like
I
a curtain.
love
I don't know why they were so
Greek
popular.
A
Yeah.
curtain and a belt.
Whitney
Like,
Houston said it best. I believe the children are our future. Don't let them lead the way.
sad.
I'm sorry. Like
Going to Shark Week. Skirts for men.
skirts for men. Well, that's the big thing in fashion now. Like that's androgyny is back. And it
Also,
is-
yeah, I love that, you know,
Ooh,
Jaden
France.
Smith, he was wearing skirts on like the runway just so, like he didn't personally want to, but he was like for other people so that they wouldn't get made fun of.
The comedian.
Jaden Smith is
Oh, Jaden.
Will
I
Smith's
heard
son.
something completely different.
Will Smith's son.
Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
Will Smith's son.
What a
Like,
brilliant,
I
what a
didn't know
brilliant
he was
millennial.
He's great.
What a brilliant millennial.
I think he's
all the money.
France just went
Gen
through
X.
it.
I think he's Generation Z. Jaden
Oh.
Smith. I think he's our
There's
generation.
now one, there's one.
Jaden
There's
Smith
a
is not
Z.
Generation
Yeah.
Z.
Yeah, I
Generation
think he is.
We're gonna
Z
run out of
is
letters
us.
here in a
They're
minute.
probably-
We're generation
We're Gen Z.
X.
No,
Gen
we're
Z.
Gen X
You're
is
not
the
X.
what's in between boomer and millennial. Because
Yeah.
there's like a
We're Gen Z.
weird like.
I was born in 1985 and millennial. I'm an elder millennial. I'm at the beginning of millennial.
Yeah, it's either.
It's all marketing, so don't believe
I don't
it.
want to be a Gen Z though.
Sucks. You are. And then no, the generation after us is called Generation Alpha because they're gonna have like the best technology. That's what it's called.
If they live long
called-
enough. 'cause
and
of
we're not,
so.
I love that. I love that marketing. Hey guys, we're gonna give you something to hope for, even though what's water?
Hey, you can swim.
We're gonna use up all our resources by then, so.
Well,
We already did.
Save a little glitter for me.
Oh,
I
France
got my
just
snow
went.
pants and my Crocs. I'll be good.
Well, glue's not biodegradable, so it'll be around. So it's
Well,
fine.
You're right, glitter. Well, okay. Also, my last Mama Pepper thing, because we're at the ending point, is for the love of whoever you pray to, use cosmetic glitter if you put it on your face. Do not use craft glitter.
You can cut your eye.
It is molecularly, it's just shards of metal and
Enter
plastic
your skin too.
that go into you. And there's a thing called glitter lung, where if you inhale glitter, it ruptures the cilia in your chest and then you can't breathe.
That's not what I thought it was.
That's called glitter lung. And you know who is the most affected by glitter lung? The industrial workers who make it, but then drag queens.
The children that make it.
But then the children who make it first. But then the drag queens become the drag queens.
Their lives. But
Oh, France just went. I don't know if they're still going through a trend, but they went through a trend where men will only wear like athletic leggings, like yoga pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My mom was
I
showing
found
me.
out
that's hitting
though,
America now.
that
Yeah.
France,
But it was France.
I have seen
if
men,
they
they're
let them do that,
compressions. It's like those are leggings.
But
There's
in
They were
France-
just yoga pants.
There's
Fab
no
Latex.
difference.
Just be okay with wearing pajamas to work. Wear pajamas to work.
Exactly.
I wish.
Wait, high school. Is this still a thing? I haven't been to high school in
Dress
years.
codes, yes.
So, do people still wear pajamas to high school?
Yes.
Oh, I see many answers.
Yes.
Well, for
Depends on
pajama
what they
day,
qualify as
yeah.
pajamas.
When I was in high school,
Our school doesn't let us wear pajamas because they're considered lingerie.
But I have
I
seen
think
people wearing
lingerie
like plaid pants. I'm like, what are you gonna tell me that they're not pants? You can't tell me whether or not these are pajamas.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I wore my
It
snow
depends.
pants. Once again, I'm bringing those back up.
Also,
I'm
like,
wearing
how
right now.
are
Somebody
like plaid
thought they
pants
were-
lingerie? Also, wearing like tank tops, like spaghetti straps.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
my
not allowed
shoulders
to show our
distracting
shoulders
you.
because it.
Or you
Ooh.
can't show bra straps.
shoulder. Well, I'm not allowed to show my shoulder contractually either. I'm kidding.
You can't show like your
You don't have
belly
any
button.
shoulders.
Like,
Oh
there's
my
a lot of.
goodness.
Although people do it, they don't really enforce
Well-
it, especially like because automatically the student like goes off because they should.
One of the reasons why I make the pink dress piece is because when I showed up to high school in a pink dress, I was mercilessly bullied. And I was also supported. I had a lot of love. We had like a really forward-thinking school at the time, but it was really like, it created a huge drama in the school. Like, why are you wearing a pink dress? Bah, bah, bah. And so part of the reason why I do that project is so that I can like kind of reclaim that for myself. So thanks for bringing that up.
I don't think I've ever worn a dress to school.
Yeah, and you don't have to.
No, now I'm actually thinking.
Go for it. Pink dress. You can get a dress at the garage sale.
Yeah. We should go. That sounds fun.
And some
Wait, we have a
eyelashes.
game. It's like at the exact time that we'll be playing.
Yeah.
Dang, that sucks.
Well,
I mean, which is more worth it.
And it's Halloween edition.
get some awful makeup. It's gonna be great. Even though the Halloween makeup is just so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad.
It's so bad.
So love it though.
Yeah, I do love
Still
it.
could use it.
Paint the bones on your hands. Ooh, spooky.
It's a
What are you
rash.
doing for Halloween?
You wanna know a secret? Unless I'm paid for a gig, like I'm like doing a thing, and I charge so much on Halloween, I don't dress up for Halloween.
Okay, what about trick or treating then?
Thank you. Thank you for calling
Are
me
you
out.
telling me you don't do that?
I am actually the chaperone for my little friends who go trick or treating now.
For what?
My young friends, my friends' children.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
I kind of aged out.
Like
I-
you hang out with somebody
I can have young friends.
no, I know. I got a little worried there.
I can have
I don't know.
I'm at the age where I'm the one who's buying the candy,
Oh, that's so
and my partner and I like put the little light on it, and we're like, "Welcome, take the sugar. You look great. Bye." That's kind of what I end up
You
doing.
don't even dress up to give them the sugar?
Are they paying me to do that? No.
You should
You make
This
that
is a
good.
job.
You open the door and you're like $1.
Candy.
Yes. Where's my dollar?
Where's
The
my
trick
candy? Like,
is that you pay for this candy.
I've had someone do that to me on Halloween before. No, it's like the trick is you gotta give me a piece of your candy too.
Oh.
I've had someone do that to me.
Oh.
Smart plan.
That's not trick or treating. That's a swap meet.
Yes.
No, but yeah, they're like.
You can
It's called
start
a
the
trick.
traditional Halloween candy swap meet. I'm sure you will
I
get a
had
lot
an
of candy.
old lady follow me down the street on Halloween.
Did you think
Like-
you were being a punk or something?
No, I wasn't. We
Slow
went through like this
down.
garage haunted house thing, you know those, and my one friend got all up in her face, and we're like, don't do that, and she's like, it's fine, and then we walked out, and then she literally chased us down the street.
That's
and
scary.
we were screaming and we all dropped our candy bags and just ran. We're like, we're not done.
I would have not.
Why does that bring you joy? Why does that story bring you joy?
And we all like
I'm sorry.
scattered to like 5 different houses. The people opened up the doors and we're like hiding
I'm sorry, but
behind
that's
their bushes.
absolutely gonna be me in my like
That's
in my
what she was
diaphanous
thinking.
gown and my this wig in 10 years when it's destroyed. I'll be like, get off my lawn.
I've always wanted to be the old lady that people think is a witch at the end of the street. That was like since I was a child.
already think that.
That's what I think about my mom. No.
When y'all make it to college level, and I see you at Reed College when I teach this workshop, at the college level, we'll get into the history of drag, feminism, and witchcraft.
Will they really? In what class?
There's lots of classes. I've done that class. I've done that lecture in the drag and theater workshop, the feminism workshop, the multimedia workshop, because that's the only way they could pay me. That's a fun workshop.
I don't have any
I
of
like
those.
that.
You'll
I
find
just have
it.
math,
Witchcraft sounds fun.
sign language, and writing.
Don't worry.
Wait till college.
College is gonna be great.
Let's hope you get a scholarship.
I hope so for you too.
I'm slow. We don't.
Well, my friends, thank you for persevering. You made it. We thinned the herd.
Thank you.
They got a text to say it's time to go, but thank you for the history lesson and sharing some time with me. I'll see you on the internet.
See you guys next.
Love your librarians. See you next time.
Thank you for